I made $8,100 in just 55 days without dealing with tenants, contractors, or toilets. How? By switching from owning properties to funding them. In this video, I'll show you how exactly I did it and how you can turn your real estate knowledge into predictable cash flow without the headaches of being a landlord. My name is Haim Aman Palman, the lifestyle lender. I started as a full-time real estate investor, chasing deals, managing renovation, juggling tenants, and I decided that what I really want is not more deals and more doors, but more time to spend with the family. And this is when I transitioned from doing deals to funding them. So before we start, it's really important to me to show you how I analyze the deal, because every deal I take it through a filter, because every solid deal needs to have three things. One is the asset, two is the borrower, and three is the term. So before we go into the numbers of these specific deals that I mentioned to you, I want to show you the process. Because when I look at the asset first, I'm looking at the location, at the after repair value, condition of the property and the repairs that the property needs, and the purchase price, of course, because I want to know what's the cost basis of the investor, of the borrower, and I need to know what's the purchase price, because if I know the after repair value, I know the condition of the property and what's the repairs estimate and the purchase price, it will help me understand the cost, the loan to cost and the loan to value, which is very important to me as the lender. So when I'm looking at the borrower, I want to make sure that he has the experience, that he has good vibes, that I can relate to him, I can communicate with him. It's going to be a fun process. It's not going to be like a dick that I will need to deal with, because at the end of the day, it's a relationship business, and I want to make sure that I can get along with this borrower. So the vibes has to fit as well. And also I need to understand the exit strategy and the timeline that it will take him to execute the loan, because I have a lending box and I need to make sure that it's a good fit, because I do only 6-month terms, for example, and I want to make sure that the exit strategy of the borrower fits my timeline of the loan. And lastly, I'm looking at the terms, because I want to determine the loan to value, I want to determine the loan to cost, and also because of that, it will help me understand the points and the interest rate I'm going to charge them. As far as location, I want to be in lender-friendly states, because not all states are created equal. There are states that are more friendly than others. For example, Virginia, Tennessee, Alabama, much more friendly states to be a lender compared to New Jersey or New York. Because if the deal goes sideways and I need to foreclose on the property, I want to be in the state that it's fairly easy, it's not expensive, and it doesn't take too much time to foreclose. When it comes to determine the after repair value, I want to make sure I'm looking at comps. I want to look at the active property on the market. I want to understand the pending, and I want to also understand the sold, obviously, from the last 3 months, as well as the days of the market, because I want to make sure I'm in a market that there is activity, that flips are not sitting on the market for too long, and there's investors activity, there's people buying and selling, because I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere. So the location is important, the value of the property is super important, which next comes down to the condition of the property. I don't want to fund major rehabs. I want to be only minor rehabs that doesn't need a lot of work. So I want to make sure that I look at the scope of work. I want to look at the repairs estimate, the budget. I want to see videos and pictures of the properties, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I want to make sure that the rehab numbers matches the condition of the property, to make sure that when I fund the deal, when I calculate the numbers, the rehab numbers make sense and it's not overestimate or underestimate. So this is super important. And obviously, to verify the purchase price, I want to make sure that I see the contract, the purchase agreement, in order for me to move forward. As far as the terms, I want to be up to 70% loan to value, because higher than that, it would be a risky deal, at least for me. I always want to be 70% or lower loan to value. I want to be the loan to cost should be 90 to 95% of the cost of the project, which is the purchase price, closing cost, and rehab. And the points I usually charge anywhere between 3 to 4 points to 12 to 14%. That's the range depending on the experience of the borrower, depending on the deal, depending on the location, depending on the loan to value. So there's various number of factors that I consider before deciding what's the exact points. And as far as the borrowers, I want to be working only with experienced investors that have completed 5+ deals. They need to be organized, they need to be good communicators, and they need to pass the beer test. I want to make sure that, again, I'm dealing with cool people that I will enjoy working. That's super important to me. And the time frame to execute on the plan from start to finish, I want to be paid off in 6 months ideally, but no more than 9 months if they need an extension. So this is it. This is the process that I'm taking the borrowers through when I analyze a deal. So now let's look at this specific deal. So the asset is this property. It's in Georgia, which is a lender-friendly state. Remember, I want to be in states that in case the deal goes sideways, I have a fairly easy time to foreclose. And Georgia definitely meet the bill. Look at this property. It's a very nice property in Brunswick, which is a fairly big metro area or big city in Georgia, just on the coast. The property in solid condition. You can look at the pictures. It's dated, but it's in moving condition, doesn't need a lot of work. And I would be happy to own this property in case this deal goes south. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. And you can see the history of the property. It was just sold a few weeks ago for $237,000. When I funded the deal, the purchase price of the borrowers was $7,000. So you can see he made money on this deal, and you can see that there was a good spread for the borrowers. He made a lot of money, and between September 4th and the 24th, this is a little bit more than a month, but I charged 3 months, and I will show you later why I did that. So this is the property, solid deal, solid property. So this is definitely check the asset box. The after repair value is around $300,000. And you can see that they purchased it for $147,000, below 50% market value. So if we're going to check the assets, we have the location, check the after repair value, check the condition, it's good condition, and we know the purchase price was $147,000. I definitely like the asset, and I felt comfortable moving forward. As far as the borrower is the repeat borrower. He's a very experienced investor. His strategy is wholesale, so he is a wholesaler by trade. The skill set that he has is to find below market value properties, direct to seller deals, and that's why he got a very good deal. And again, this is the second deal that we do together. We have a very positive experience with our first loan, and we decided to do this deal. And again, he also a cool guy that I will be happy to have a beer with. So I felt very comfortable doing this deal with him, given the fact that he's a repeat borrower and that the asset is very good, in good area. I felt that he checked these boxes as well. He has done over 5 deals for sure. And again, overall cool guy. I was happy to do this deal with him. So the terms of the deal, so the purchase was $7,000. Again, and I showed you that here. You can see $7,000. He purchased the property on September 4th for $7,000. The loan amount was $55,000. So that gives me the $12,000 spread plus the closing cost. And that gave me a very good loan to cost because he brought almost $20,000 in funds to the closing table. So he has good skin in the game. I felt comfortable with that. I charged 3 points at closing, which is $4,050, and I charged 12% interest with a 3 months minimum because I knew that this deal was gonna move quickly, as it did. It was sold within a month and a half or so, but I still charged 3 months of interest because I don't want to do all of this work if my money is in the deal only for a month and a half. So that's why I charged a minimum 3 months of interest, and that gave me the additional $4,050, which together it's, let me see, it's $8,100 in 55 days. So this is the process. This is what I do in order to fund deals that make sense. So if you want to learn more about how to do it, I open every month my coaching program, the Launchpad, the Lender's Launchpad. So if you want to find more details, hit me up, reach out to me. I will leave the link in the comments below, and I hope to see you inside.